What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, and this video idea is inspired by a Salamandran podcast that I was just watching. I'll have clips of it going through here, and I think it's actually 6 reasons. So it's 6 reasons that Ferrari is pretty much obsolete.
Ferrari's not making good cars, road cars. Ferrari's not winning Formula 1, period.
Oh, they won that one race.
Ferrari is fucking irrelevant today. And anyone that hates what I'm saying is just in fucking denial.
I'll be flashing the podcast that I'm recording. I'll be flashing some of that throughout the video. But we're going to start off with performance. They're amazing performers, but they are not as good as... Okay, this is going to use a lot of McLaren 720S performance figures. It's not as good in straight line speed or in lap time.
What does the 488 does better than the 720S? Nothing.
Oh,
okay,
well, I know one thing.
What?
It costs more money.
There you go. So
pretty much.
It'll be more expensive than the 720S. Other than that, it's not more of anything. It's more bullshit. That's what it is.
The Nürburgring lap times: Ferrari 488, 721.63, respectable. McLaren 714. That's a more than 7 second difference.
Acceleration from 0 to 60, 0 to 100, 0 to 300 kilometers an hour. 720S wins. On a track, 720S will win all day, every day.
Quarter mile times: Ferrari 488, 10.3 at 140 miles an hour. Good. McLaren 720S, 9.9 at 148 miles an hour. The McLaren, to legally race it on an NHRA track by NHRA rules, you have to have a roll cage in it, stock. That's pretty much like a demon. Acceleration: the McLaren 720S and the Ferrari 488 are the same. So that is pretty much, but that's pretty much the only one that they're equal in. The McLaren is better, and even when people said, why are you comparing the LT to the 488? Well, we aren't. We're comparing the base 720S to the 488. Next we're going to go with design. The weights, which I think, okay, so the weights, which I guess you could count as design, are 3,400 pounds for the Ferrari, which is, it's probably average. 3,128 for the McLaren, which is pretty light. The aerodynamics, so this is just a list of the things that are like visible on the cars. The Ferrari has the splitter, side air intakes, tail light vents, and the rear diffuser, and those are the only visible aero bits. McLaren 720S, the front splitter, vents on the front fender and doors, giant active wing, vents next to the tail lights, side skirt vents, headlight vents, and other insane looking body lines like on the doors where it's like 4 or 5 inches in on the doors compared to the rest of the car. And this is just kind of, McLaren ones go out and up and the Ferrari ones just go out. McLaren wins once again. Powertrains: Ferrari 3.9 liter twin turbo V8, 661 horsepower, 561 pound-feet of torque with a 7-speed transmission. The McLaren is the same thing, except it's a 4 liter twin turbo V8 and it makes more than 710 horsepower. Some guy put on a dyno in the 720S, set that to the wheels, which means it's closer to 800 horsepower. It's engine size and everything, which, another loss. The interiors...
Hang on, comfortable? The 720S is way more comfortable.
The most comfortable.
Materials inside, 720S is way better made. The navigation and all that system, 720S is way better made.
It's practically the same thing as the 458, the 488 is. Same materials, same overall design. There's really there's no huge difference. It didn't really improve, it didn't really go down. The 720S, on the other hand, in this guy's, the interior it's the same idea. If you look at it, it's the same vertically mounted screen, everything. But the gauge cluster is completely different. It flips up and down, so you can have like race mode or just regular gauge cluster. The infotainment system is different, and it's like Alcantara and leather everywhere, which the old McLarens didn't really have as much. Technology. This one is really stupid to me because Ferrari says, okay, so we're not really going to go electric as much. They had the LaFerrari battery, which is a joke because of how many problems it had. But they don't really have very many intentions to go EV. And in ways of innovation, their SUV is coming in 3 years, or 3 years later than the Lamborghini Urus, which is next year. Lamborghini's late in the game. Like Porsche had this SUV 20 years ago. Lamborghini's like, okay, 2018 rolls around, let's make an SUV. Ferrari, 4 years later, can't even call it an SUV, it's the FUV, Ferrari utility vehicle. They come in like 2023 or something. Okay, we're gonna make an SUV.
And Ferrari, for the longest time, has created such a brand awareness.
They've done incredibly good press.
That if you go to the general public and you say, oh, you're given, $1 million, what kind of car would you buy? Because it's the first exotic name that comes to your mind, they're going to say Ferrari.
Yeah.
And then the last one I want to get into is the name. Their idea of brand security is making their buyer buy all the previous cars. So I think, don't quote me on this, when you bought the LaFerrari, you had to have the California T 458, and I think it's the same thing for the 488, which is stupid because that's forcing your people to buy your cars. You go in for one car and you come out with 2 or 3.
You know that they said that their car, the LaFerrari, went around the ring in less than 7 minutes and that it was like record worthy, but they're not going to bother posting the time? What?
This one is really stupid to me. So they lap the LaFerrari around the Nürburgring, and they're like, okay, it's below 7 seconds, but we're not going to say which one because we don't want to post a record. Why?
Why? And when they give the press cars, you know that Ferrari has a press car development team?
That's incredible. When I heard
A
that.
press car development team. Why?
You don't even want
Why do you develop a press car?
To get a press car, they barely give out press cars, and when they do give press cars, they're not the same thing as the regular one. There's not a single review on the internet. There isn't a single one that says, oh, this thing sucks, it's not as good as the 720S.
And by the way, every car magazine and every car reviewer has to say good things about Ferrari. Have you seen any Ferrari press car given to someone where they bash it? Have you?
Nope.
Okay, do you think that's because Ferraris are phenomenal?
Nope.
Are they really that great?
Oh, wow, it accelerates really fast. The body lines, the aerodynamics, that's a 488 review. You have to have a huge following, and even then they still pick and choose who they give the cars to.
Why haven't I gotten a Ferrari lately?
because they haven't made a great car.
Okay.
So Ferrari, you're falling behind. Your company is not suffering yet because not very many people know about all this stuff. General public doesn't. But you aren't winning F1. You won like one race this year, I think. So you're not, I mean, you're doing second and third, but that's not winning. So you're not doing very well in F1. Your cars are not what they used to be. They're lower than the competition. It's just embarrassing for your company. There's like 3 things you have to do. Say you're going to make an electric vehicle. Say you're going to make a hybrid and make an SUV in the next 3 years, and you're going to be in better sales. And quit the BS where you're making people buy your previous cars to have your new ones. So that's pretty much it for the video. Subscribe and like down below and follow all my social media. Yeah, thanks for watching.